All right, we're here today at Carmel Honey Company store in the plaza in Carmel with Jeff and
Jake.
And today we're going to be doing a little honey tasting. We've got two honeys here today that we're going to taste, and one of them is going to be our sage, which is a California black button sage from Hollister Hills. We're going to taste that today, as well as...
This is a pine honey that actually comes from up in Turkey. We'll talk more about where that comes from and how it's made a little bit later when we're trying it.
And so what we're doing here is we're tasting these single source varietal honeys, which is meaning that they just come from that one source of nectar, or in the case of the pine, it's a honeydew honey. So, but they come from one source, not multiple sources.
Unlike wildflowers and other such.
Yeah. And so this last weekend we were up at Davis, and so we learned a little bit more about honey tasting, which is very similar.
Great course. I recommend taking it if you haven't. It's really cool.
Yeah, and it's more getting into tasting honeys like you would a wine or a olive oil
or chocolate or anything else.
Anything, any specialty food like that. So. And what we're going to use today, we're going to use, UC Davis has put together a tasting wheel, so it'd be something that's just like a, for wine tasting. And so you kind of start on the outside of this and go through it. So let's get started. Let's try the, first we're going to start with the sage. So let's grab a sage. Sage is a real nice light honey in color. So the first thing you look at in the honeys is the color.
We like to put it against a white surface just to have kind of the same same thing for all of them.
Yeah, so Jake's kind of warming his up a little bit, and we're gonna take that once we get it warmed up and kind of just spread it around on the inside, just kind of like you do a wine. You know, what do you do with the wine? You swirl the wine a little bit, and then
let out the smell of it.
The aromas. Get the aromas going, and so then we're gonna take a little sniff and see what we're thinking this one smells like, and then go back to our wheel here and see what we think on this one. So what do you think? What does the nose smell like on this one, Jake?
I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. It's kind of floral.
I would definitely say on the floral area.
Yeah, floral side, kind of almost even fruity.
Yeah, definitely floral and almost like a honeysuckle to me, like a honeysuckle.
Fresh honeysuckle.
Very fresh, very fresh. So then
we like to put this in tea or as over certain things, like in the morning. It works as a great breakfast item.
Yeah, it's not an overwhelming honey, so it's something that goes well with like a tea,
like brie and other such.
Yeah, exactly, with a cheese. Let's give it a try. Wow, the first thing I get from this is just the texture of this honey. This honey is
really smooth.
Super smooth, but also very, very dense, I would say. I'd say it's very, just coats your whole mouth. Super long feel on the end of it as well. What are you getting as far as a taste on this one, Jake?
It kind of tastes like, it tastes more or less kind of how it smells. It's very sweet honey. It's not very bitter.
Right. Still in the floral area?
Still in the floral area. Honeysuckle's good.
Yeah, I'm still getting like jasmine almost. Jasmine coming through. Really nice honey.
Yeah. One of my favorites personally, and the most popular of the store actually as well.
So that's that.
You can buy that in the 3 ounce, 8 ounce, and 12 ounce, and also get that in the 4 packs here at the store.
All right, let's move on to our next one. This is a pine honey. Jake will talk a little bit about like where this comes from and kind of what's going on with it. So.
Yeah, so it's like 98% of all the pine honey in the world comes from Turkey. And it's made kind of like it's a honeydew. So it's actually like some sort of aphid that is on the pine tree. That in the pine tree and the aphid could kind of secrete like this marshmallowy substance, kind of very white substance. I actually have a video on this, so if you want to go scroll back through, you can actually find out a little bit more about that and what it really looks like. But
wow, this honey's totally different, Jake.
Yeah, really.
This is what are you smelling on
really
this one?
Really kind of woody, almost resinous, kind of like.
Definitely
kind of piney.
Definitely woody, almost like musty.
Yeah, musty,
yeasty almost. Yeah. So let's give
Very
this one.
interesting idea.
Yeah, let's give this one a try.
A lot thinner than the other one, not as thick, not as dense.
Goes away right
Yeah,
away.
right,
Doesn't have
instantly.
the long finish and much thinner, like Jake's
And it's
just
very
said.
bitter too. It's not as sweet.
So-
The other one has a very sweet end, but this one's just all bitter. So, and they actually like bitter honeys more over in the Middle East and in Europe than they actually like sweet honeys like over here.
Yeah, they're just like their wines. Their wines are not as sweet as the California wines. Same thing with their honeys. They really enjoy this honey, and I think it would take a little while, but I could get used to eating this honey.
Yeah, it would pair well with what would pair well? Pecorino maybe, or even something, or even over ice cream or something.
Yeah, I would
like
say
that.
even something sweet. This might be really interesting over a sweet ice cream or something like that. Might be really interesting just because it is so bitter that it would balance that out. So.
And it also, this honey actually has benefits for your stomach. Your stomach acid washes up against the edge of your stomach. This actually helps coat that and helps with stomach aches. So if you're ever having a stomach ache, this is the honey to get. So I think that's going to wrap it up, episode 1. Anything else?
No, that was really exciting. I was excited to see 2 really great honeys.
Yeah, really different
but
honeys.
very different honeys.
And if you have an interesting honey you want us to try, or you have a honey yourself that you make and you want us to try it, feel free to send it in and go to the website or email us or contact us.
So have a great Thanksgiving, guys, next week, and we'll see you in a week or so. We'll do another episode.
We'll try to get another 2 honeys in.